In this video, I'm going to tell you how to transport your skirmish forces and keep them safe. Sometimes you don't play at your house. Sometimes you play your war games at a friend's house or at a store or a club or maybe even a tournament that you travel to by car, maybe even by plane. And there are tons of ways to safely transport your models from your home to these places. Some homebrew solutions, I've done them myself, and some store-bought. And the store-bought solutions can be pretty pricey. However, if you're not playing a big, huge army game that requires a transport solution the size of a mini fridge, because of all the vehicles and all that stuff, and you're smartly, in my opinion, playing skirmish games, then you have tons and tons of options available to you for, frankly, not very much money. And these options, I think, can work great and also do a pretty good job of protecting your miniatures. Some are better than others. Now, I just want to be completely clear here. I have purchased all of the cases that I'm about to show you myself. None of these were sent to me for review or sponsor or anything like that. Frankly, I'm always looking for the perfect skirmish case, and I still haven't found it yet, but there may not be one perfect skirmish case. It may depend upon your models, your preferences, circumstance, and all that kind of stuff. The first one is, well, frankly, it has a pretty weird, kind of ugly robot patch on the front. I'm not quite sure why. This is the Casematics miniature storage hard shell figure case, and it's $30. I got it on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. But yeah, it's like I said, that this I gotta do something with that guy. I don't know what. Maybe just spray paint him black. I don't know. Otherwise, kill it with fire. I'm not sure. This, if it could come off, it's coming off. Otherwise, everything else I really kind of love about this case. It's got a nice, pleasing chunkiness to it, and it's pretty, for being not like hard plastic, it's actually quite sturdy in my opinion. It's got nice big zipper pulls, and it's red and black, and I like red and black if you've ever seen, like the logo for the show and stuff like that. It's got a nice little kind of zipper pocket here that you can put, cards or I don't know what else in there. And it has this little protective flap, which makes it so that your models on the top don't get beat up as much, I guess. That's sort of a nice little feature. I don't see that too frequently, but I prefer it. Frankly, the foam is, it's okay. It's not great. There's 3 things in there, and there looks like there's 10 holes in each one. You could fit smaller models in there. Nothing huge. It's not particularly thick, but it's okay. For $30, it's not bad. If I'm going to be taking some things that are bigger, I'm going to modify some of these with an X-Acto blade. It won't be hard. But it's got a nice handle. It has a shoulder strap as well, which I have not actually used. I took it out, and it's probably in the basement somewhere. But yeah, it's just a nice case. It'll carry, like I said, I think 30 models, as long as your models are small. And if they're bigger, you're going to have to kind of custom cut it a little bit. But it's got a nice handle. I don't know. Something like this is not going to fit great in a backpack because it's a little bit of a weird shape. But otherwise, I think it's a nice little case for $30. This is the Felhore. Felhore? It's a German thing, probably, I'm assuming. I may be making that up. But it's a Felhore mini plus bag, compatible with Kill Team, is what it was, again, listed on Amazon. And it says it's got 32 compartments. It's also got a lot of cat hair on it because I've been using it for going to places, and playing. So it has got a nice little thing you could slide your business card in so people will know who they were stealing from. It's got big, no rubber on them, but it's got big metal pulls. I like big sturdy pulls. It's got a handle. It's kind of a chintzy little handle, but it's not, again, this is a $40 bag. Again, we have ourselves a lovely kind of zipper area to keep cards or, I don't know, pencils, pens, something flat. I don't know if I'd put dice in there, but that's up to you. Again, not attached, but we do have a nice little topper piece, which is always useful. And then we have 1, 2, 3 different pieces of foam in here. They come in different loadouts and such like that, so you can do a lot of different things with them if you want to. But you've got some nice sizes in here. Again, these are considerably bigger than the last one, that Casematics or whatever, which is nice. And then it's got some that are even much larger. So if you've got like a big, I don't know, Space Marine with one of those banners on the back or whatever, like a sergeant. It's got nice on the inside here. This is also lovely. There's a lovely texture that has, I think, their logo on it or whatever. it's a decent bag for $40, honestly. It's got nice foam that's not too hard, it's not too soft, and it's not got any other pockets or anything other than that, but it's a nice little bag, and it will carry a bunch of stuff for your kind of skirmish games. It's soft. It's pretty squishy in comparison to the last one, so I wouldn't set anything real heavy on it. Now we've got the first of 2 battle foam bags. I've been a person who's owned a bunch of battle foam over the years, and I've started, because they've finally started to get it more into skirmish stuff, I've been buying some more of it again recently. This is the battle foam EVA Mini X with foam cutouts, and they will be priced generally between $38 to $50 depending on your loadout for foam. I think it can go even a little bit higher if you get laser cut custom foam and all that stuff. That might go as high as $60. But it's got the battle foam logo on there. It says Mini down here, and EVA foam is like a molded but yet thin kind of foam. It's EVA foam. I don't know what else you would call it other than that. It's got real nice zipper kind of things going on here with the multicolor. The pulls are pretty small, but they seem metal. They're sturdy. You got a nice handle. That's also helpful. And again, on the inside, we've got ourselves one of these, a little pocket, which is Velcro. So you could stick this onto friends, I guess, or whatever. And that's kind of cool too. This one's got a relatively simple loadout of just 2 trays. One considerably deeper tray with some larger pieces, and then kind of a more shallow tray here that's got some smaller pieces. This will give you a bunch of variability, but like I said, on their website, they have this case with tons and tons of different possible loadouts. Plus, I think you can do custom as well. Again, because it's this kind of EVA, it's got some squeeze to it, but not too much, not like the Federer bag. Like that one's real squishy in comparison, which is not bad as long as you don't, as you're careful with it. It'll definitely get stuff to and fro to the shop and such, or your friend's house. But this one is a little bit more sturdy, which I like as well. Here's another battle foam, and this has been my daily driver most recently. This is called the Pack SB, which I believe stands for shoulder bag, which makes sense, with foam cutouts again. Again, around $50. Now this has got a lot of things going on, frankly. So it's got a shoulder strap here, so you can put it over your shoulder, or even one of these jobs, if you want to carry it that way, you've got that going on, which is nice. It can go on either way because it's got a clip here that the bottom part it goes on, or it's also got a clip here that the bottom part can go on. On the back here, it has a zipper, so you can put things in there. Very, very, very flat things. I don't know like what, but something very flat. There's also, that's a hard piece of plastic in the back there too, which is also, I think, going to help it with just general sturdiness. It's got a nice Velcro thing on here. I've got a fun Velcro patch for my friends over at Monument Hobbies. But then there is a nice, which was open, now it is, there you go. You got a nice pocket in there that you can put stuff in. That you could definitely keep dice, tape measure, things like that. An even slightly thicker pocket here, with also those kind of military straps on them. I forget what they're called, mole, something like that, that you can kind of clip things to as well, which is nice. And then it kind of zips completely in half. Again, just metal zippers, nothing fancy, but sturdy. And then you open it up, and there's no inside, pocket or anything like that, but I don't know if you need it. Here's a bunch of rats that I've been playing with Sam, mainly against Sam in Warcry recently. And my entire, a couple of them aren't painted yet. I'm still working on them on Twitch, as it turns out. The last couple of them. The rest of them, which make a legal team, currently all fit inside this case because you've got 2 different varying sizes of trays. And then, like I said, back here, like that's a hard piece of plastic, so that's very sturdy. Again, I think you can probably get these custom cut if you've got a very specific tray in mind. That will be added cost because, like I said, this thing runs at around $50 roughly, depending on the loadout. And then last, of course, and most expensive is Citadel, aka Games Workshop. Now this is a special little briefcase you take to work when you're going to go play games. It's the small version of it. It is called the Citadel Skirmish figure case, which is pretty much what it says on the tin, and it's $59. And it comes with foam. It comes with plastic latches. This is not, you can definitely set stuff on this, certainly. It's not squishy. It's not bulletproof, don't get me wrong, so it's not super fancy, but it's also $60, so it's not too bad. And when you open it, you get a topper piece in there, which is nice. I like that. And then you also get 2 pieces of foam. Now, Citadel does their foam a little differently. They do these kind of weird zigzaggy pieces. So the foam is glued around the edges, but the zigzag parts here are not glued to the bottom. So you can spread them out in any way that you want, and it makes it actually, I kind of prefer this because I don't ever have to cut this and go, well, I need something that's a little bigger because this guy's got a really tall hat or whatever the deal is. I can just sort of move everybody around in there. Now, I don't know that I would take this on a plane unless I was holding it like in my not check bag, but carry-on, right? Like this is it's flimsy, don't get me wrong, but it's very variable. That's what I kind of like about these. And then the bottom part down here, this piece will kind of sit in there, and then you get 2 layers in there. What I do sometimes if I'm carrying a bigger model is I'll put it in the bottom part, and you have to spread things apart a little bit to get it in there, and then I'll put this piece, instead of it putting the flat side down, I will flip it over, and then that way it just kind of holds the bigger models a little bit better. And then you just slap the whole thing back in there, you close her up, and you put on the latches, and that's pretty much about it. It's, again, they make other bigger ones that are obviously a considerable more expense, and sometimes I can't get, there we go. But for skirmish games, this will probably cover you for everything you're going to need, just like basically all the rest of them have so far as well. So I hope this helps, because carrying around your skirmish games, you're already kind of ahead of the game because you're taking so few models to wherever you're going, your friend's house, the store, the club, whatever. But it's still important, especially if you spend a whole bunch of time, it's still important to try to protect your paint jobs, your models, the conversions you're doing, all that kind of stuff. And when you don't have to take too many, I think sometimes people think, well, I'll just chuck it in my bag, or I'll just throw, I got them in a Ziploc, I'll just blow some air into it so that they've got some, it's like they're in a pillow of air. No, don't do that. Don't do any of those things. Either, get yourself a decent box if you've got the magnetized bottoms and you put a piece of tin in there and you can carry that. You've got, probably friends that do that sometimes as well. I do as well. But in my opinion, honestly, spending a little bit more money between, $38 and $59 to protect your investment of the models that you spent a decent amount of time on, it's not a bad idea. And it's not that expensive when you're carrying a skirmish force, which is considerably fewer models.